I think success is different for everybody. Some people look at success as I'm making, six figures. I've got a big house. Personally, for me, success is making a living that allows me to enjoy doing what I do.
Mhm.
Success to me is having a good name, having a good reputation.
Mhm.
It's not, hey, go to this person because she'll get you the best rate. She'll do this, she'll do that. Success is doing things the right way
Mhm.
because it will always come back to you tenfold if you do it the way you're supposed to. So again, success is different for everybody. For me, it is living comfortably, being able to do what I want to do,
Mhm.
and helping people be successful as well.
Right.
Welcome to High Trust Professionals, a podcast where we interview top industry and community leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs from across the country. Hear what it takes to build trust, be a respected leader, be productive, and win your day. Sit back and relax as we dive into another episode of High Trust Professionals podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to High Trust Professionals podcast. I am your host, Lynette Arrasmith. Today, I am here with Connie Rivera, who is with United Insurance Agencies, insurance professional extraordinaire. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
And thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. So let's just kind of dive into your story.
Okay.
Before insurance, Connie, tell us about you.
So I really wanted to go into counseling. So I went to school, went to Arizona State, had to get out of Nebraska. I was young, wanted to go see somewhere else.
Yeah.
Actually went to San Diego State first, and then transferred to Arizona State.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Why did I come back here?
I don't know.
Family.
We'll get
Okay,
to that.
that's right.
That'll be our part two.
There you go. So I got my undergrad in psychology at Arizona State, and then I moved back here and decided I wanted to get my master's in counseling. And while I was doing that, it was actually the last semester while I was getting ready to start internship. My sister's like, just come work until you graduate. She goes, we need the help. I'm like, okay, great. So I go in and I work at, that time it was the affordable auto side that she owned. And every day I was using the skills I learned in school. People need counseling daily.
Just thinking that. It doesn't matter if it's insurance on your side of the table or mortgage lending on mine. We absolutely have on those counselor hats.
You do, and you have to, and people need that.
Yes.
So as I was finishing up the internship, I realized, okay, I don't know that I want to go that path. I didn't like the way I saw things going in the mental health field, and I loved the insurance side and the educating of people that don't understand insurance. So I stayed on, and 26 years later, here I am.
Oh my! So that kind of led me into, how did you get into insurance? Well, it was a family affair.
It was a family-owned business, correct? Yep, my father owned it, actually.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. See, I learned something new today.
There you go.
Yeah, that's 26 years later. One of the things that I've had the pleasure, obviously, of referring clients your way. And one of the things I do love about the way that you do your business is just that. It's not, what do you need? What do you want? Here's a quote. Are you ready? It's, let's talk about, let's be consultative. Let's be asking questions. The counseling part, because they don't know. No,
especially first-time home buyers.
No, they don't know your business. They don't know my business. So taking the time to educate is so important.
That is actually my favorite part of the job. Yeah. Yep, I love it.
Well, you know what? That's also why, my friend, you do the training in the office.
I do.
So, other than, slinging insurance policies, give our audience an idea of what kind of insurance you specialize in, and then your role and your responsibility within the agency.
Sure. So we're a property and casualty agency. So we insure homes, autos, all the toys that go with that, your boats, your motorcycles. We do business insurance, small business, medium size. I lost my train of thought, but that's the type of insurance we do. What goes into that is, again, we are the professionals. So people look to us to make sure that in the event, let's face it, insurance is never needed until you have a loss. So in the event that you have a loss, do you want that policy that saved you $500 a year, but now you don't have the correct coverages? Or do you want the right coverages? Because really it comes down to, are you happy if you have a loss? And you're not going to be if you go with the cheapest rate. So
we always say that too. The cheapest rate is not the best rate.
Correct.
What's the plan? What's the strategy? What are we looking at long term? What's our tolerance for risk?
Yes, exactly. That's huge. That comes down to your deductibles.
It comes down to deductibles, your ability to cover what that loss might be. So I love that. So what else do you do?
Like
you do
for
training.
Work or a lot of training. Our agency is actually in growth mode right now, so we are looking to grow. We've added agents, we've added customer service reps, we've added administrative, and I am training them on everything. So it is a lot of work, but it's very satisfying. Eventually someday I will have to retire. Don't want to work forever. And in insurance, we really need young upcoming people to see the benefit of it. It is a very great career. You can make good money. It's just, there's so much about it that people don't understand. You don't have to have a college degree. You can pass your tests, get going, get trained. We have a couple girls right now in the office, no college degree, but doing great. So training is, I do like it. It's a little tough when you have to do your side of the job too. It'd be nice to be able to pigeonhole into one for a little bit, but yeah, it's good.
I know. I've always said that sales of any sort is kind of the best kept secret.
Yes.
We think of sales as like salesy, but really it's service. If you have a servant's heart and you're about the customer service and the educating, then it doesn't feel salesy on either side, right?
Correct.
The client or the person who's trying to educate.
And it shouldn't.
No. And I just had some young first-time home buyers in here yesterday, and we were talking about, he's a pilot, and there are some aircrafts that you can fly and a degree is not required.
Okay.
Because you have to learn. It's not like you can, you have to learn that. Just
Hands
like
on.
insurance, you need to have your licenses. Mortgage lending, you need to, real estate, all those things that you have the specialty. And then there are parts and pieces where one was required. But gosh, young professionals can certainly make a great living.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of areas that don't require that 4-year degree for sure and beyond. Yeah, which is good. That's a great note to make.
Oh yeah.
So how would you define success?
I think success is different for everybody. Some people look at success as I'm making, 6 figures. I've got a big house. Personally, for me, success is making a living that allows me to enjoy doing what I do. Success to me is having a good name, having a good reputation. It's not, hey, go to this person because she'll get you the best rate. She'll do this, she'll do that. Success is doing things the right way because it will always come back to you tenfold if you do it the way you're supposed to. So again, success is different for everybody. For me, it is living comfortably, being able to do what I want to do, and helping people be successful as well.
Right.
So
I love that.
It's a very
big
question.
Some people's success is about the things. Others, it's about the freedom.
Yeah.
The freedom and flexibility that comes from having a successful career.
Absolutely.
As an example. So what do you do? So freedom and flexibility. What do you do for fun?
Oh, there's a lot of things I love.
Yeah, give me like your top 2.
I'm a very, I call myself an extroverted introvert because I love to do things on my own. I love to read, and love to work puzzles. I like to use my mind, try to keep it sharp. One of my passions, if I could do it 24/7 and I could actually make a living off of it, would be animal rescue. I have 2 rescue dogs myself. My friend who does this got me started on fostering 8 years ago, kept my first foster. Adore her. She was perfect. I've gone on to place like 15, 16 dogs into homes, loving homes.
Goodness,
I
that's
help
amazing.
facilitate by finding other foster homes. Anything I can do, fundraising when somebody says, hey, we're going to do this. Hey, do you ever think about donating to this cause? So animals are unconditional love. No matter what kind of a day you're having, you can always rely on them to be there for you. Yeah. And so I feel they need us to be there for them. So that's kind of my passion.
I love that.
It is. It's rewarding. It's also very sad, but somebody has to do it. So I love it. I'm in the midst right now of helping somebody I saw on Nextdoor app say, hey, my sister lost her dog. She's looking for a dog, and I've already connected her to somebody. They're doing a meet and greet. So hopefully it all works out, so just making those connections. So that's my passion. I love to travel. Don't get to do that enough, but again, I hope someday that I can travel more. I traveled for quite a while there, and then when my son was young, did a lot of traveling with him.
So what's your favorite place to date?
Oh, to date?
That you've been?
I went on a trip to London, and that was the first time I actually left the country. Went with my sister. We had friends living there. Stayed with them. That was a lot of fun just because it was completely different.
Yeah.
I love a beach trip. So, of course, I've been to several of those.
Of course. And where haven't you been yet that you'd like to go?
On my bucket list, getting there is the question because it's a very long flight, but I'm thinking get on a cruise and get there gradually. I would love to go to Australia.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I've always thought that would be a neat place to go. And I know you can get on a cruise and go there, and you're not, driving or flying for 18 hours.
Well, pick a date in the future.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to Germany. I'm German. I'd love to go to Germany someday, see that. So.
That's great.
Yeah, someday I will go to these places.
Isn't it? Well, I guess that's one of the things I just love about life in general is being able to do those things.
Yeah.
You can choose to go here and enjoy and learn, come back, go somewhere else.
Work hard, play hard, right?
Work hard, play hard. So as a fellow professional female, like you, I probably got my first real job, which was sales, had to get licensed. I was in my 20s, and I think I was in my late 20s. Had my first leadership role in my early 30s.
Nice.
And I look back and I'm like, wow, how did I do that back then? Because, many industries, especially at that time, it was real estate, very male dominated. The owners of our company were male, but they were smart enough to have female branch managers.
Yep.
There's just a different compassion and sometimes a way that you lead people. So how, in your mind, how does one become a successful woman in the world of business?
It has always been very male dominated in the property casualty insurance world as well. And I find it's changing. And that's one of our goals is we love to bring in young women and train them in this field. But I find that if you have confidence in what you know and what you do, and you exude that confidence, and you don't allow them meaning other people in general, to take you down a notch, you're going to be successful. You put your foot forward every day. You put on a face every day. You do what you know how to do. And if you really know how to do it and you put that foot forward, you're going to be accepted. You're going to be looked up to.
Sure.
You're going to be very successful, whether it's male dominated or not.
Doesn't matter.
Our agency is recently now owned by a male, was sold last year, but has always been owned by my sister, so female. And they allow us to run everything.
Yeah.
So even though they are the owners, they look to us because it's been very successful over the years. So,
which is great.
Yeah.
And like you said, you have to be confident.
Absolutely.
I mean, and don't be afraid to have a voice.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it. Until if you are uncomfortable, just fake it till you make it, because you will make it, because you won't have to fake it anymore. You're going to know what you're doing.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I think that's great. So how do you distinguish yourself from your competitors? Or how do you set yourself apart? And that could be, you decide. It could be you.
Okay.
It could be the agency. What makes you different?
The biggest thing that makes our agency different from others, and I talk about this all the time actually, is the way that our owner ran it for however many years, the whole time I've been there. Your typical agent is going to go out, you're going to get the business, you're going to bring it back, and you're going to pass it off to somebody, and they're going to do all the work for you. And then you're going to come back and you're going to be the face of, hey, this is what I put together for you. We are way different than that. We do it all from beginning to end. I get the lead. I talk to the person. I take the information. I run the rates myself. I go over the proposals myself. I write the policies. My client needs something done. They call, they talk to me. They aren't talking to my admin. They aren't talking to my customer service rep. We take it from beginning to end, and that's how we handle our clients. We are available. If we're not available, we do have backup. But so many times people call me and they're like, we can't get a hold of our agent. Nobody's calling us back. You've got to get a hold of people. Even if I don't have an answer for somebody, I'm going to touch base with them and say, hey, don't have that answer yet. Still working on it. I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Yes.
So I think, we work very hard. I hate to say it. There's a lot of agents that play very hard. And, we've always been different, but we've been family owned for so many years that we treat our clients like family.
I love that.
So,
yeah, I think it's important, especially running a team, like you, I've got other responsibilities, but I also have my mortgage team and our clients that we serve. And it's nice to be able to be frontline. I also find that I had to learn to let go a little bit too sometimes. Yes. You're only one person.
Yep.
So you have to trust,
Absolutely.
you have to trust that it's okay if someone does something with and for you. But you're not letting go, you're not
Correct.
passing off. It takes a village.
It absolutely does.
You have to have those people. If someone calls me and has a question about their policy, their loan with us, I might need to send them to our customer service team because they're going to implement it. But frontline, help you, connect you the right way.
Yep, and they still get to talk to you.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's great. So how would your clients describe you then?
Oh boy.
Full of energy, kind heart.
I like all of those.
Proactive.
I think they would describe me as their biggest ally because, again, I will always present to them what I would do for myself. So I'm going to protect you the way I protect my family. I'm going to offer you everything you need up front. If you don't want that, we will discuss as to why you feel you don't want that. I will always do what they want me to do. But I'm going to give you what I think you need. So detail-oriented, I think is a big one. Extremely detail-oriented, very organized. I like to take something and start it and finish it. I'm not one of those that starts something, jumps to this, jumps to that, comes back to this, because that confuses me. I need to start, finish, and be done. Promptness. One thing that our clients will always say about our agency is you get back to us.
That's so important.
It is extremely important in today's world. You answer your phones. Oh, it's a live person. Absolutely. It's a live person. We've had people say, hey, you should go to this automated. You can do this thing where Google answers your phones. No, absolutely not. So I think the fact that we're reliable, dependable, we're looking out for them.
So I'm thinking, okay, I'm a young professional, or I'm someone maybe who's just looking for a career change.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm forced into a career change.
Okay.
Why should I consider insurance?
Oh, so many reasons. It isn't going anywhere.
That would be my first thought.
Yes,
you're going to need it.
Always have a job in the insurance field because it's mandatory. You have a loan on your home. You're required to carry that. You have a loan on your car. You're required to carry that. Maybe you don't. You still want that. Do you really want to pay all that money out of pocket when you can just pay it in and be insured? So it's not going anywhere. It is a very lucrative career. If you put the work in, you can't have the mindset, oh, I hear all these insurance agents are out there golfing, they're doing that. Oh, that's going to be a great life. No, those are people who have been putting their foot down for 20, 30, 40 years going at it. If you put your work into this field, you will come to that point where you will have that book of business. You will have that reputation. You will be able to go out and maybe, golf once a week or whatever. I still am of the mindset that you need to be there for your clients.
Of course.
And, there's time to play and time to work, but it is a great career. You don't have to have a college degree. You get out of high school and you're like, I don't know what I want to do. Come work for us.
Right.
We will train you top to bottom. We will make you very successful. And it's a wonderful field.
And we'll let our audience know where to find you as well.
All right. Thank you.
So if you could spend time with one person, picking their brain, I don't care if it's
easy answer.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Tell me.
My father.
Oh.
So my father actually started the agency in 1969, and he died way too young. Luckily he retired young. So he retired and got to spend about 10 years in retirement. But I had just kind of gotten into the thing. So I had been there a while, but I've been working on, the high risk side, things like that. So very intelligent man, knew it inside and out, loved to golf. I never a day in my life got to golf with him because I figured out later, everybody's out golfing. I'm going to take some lessons and I'm going to go on these company golf outings.
Yeah.
But he was gone by the time I did that. So I would if I could just bring him back for a day and spend a day on the golf course with him, I would absolutely love that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. He died way too young. 70 years old. That's not,
that is way too young.
it's not old enough.
Yeah.
So, but that is the one person.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's special. Yeah, that's very special. And so if you could go back to your younger self.
Okay.
And I don't care if it was when you were 10,
okay,
high school, college, I don't care. Traveling, if you could go back to your younger self, what would you say?
Don't take what other people say or think about you to heart. Because I wasn't an outgoing child. I was a tomboy. I was overweight and picked on. I was bullied as a kid, which we see today, and it's very sad. And I did let it get to me a little bit, but then I didn't as well. And I would just tell people, know what you are inside of yourself, and what other people say behind your back or think of you is none of your business. Because if you exude how you feel and accept yourself for who you are, your circle will also do that.
Right.
And you don't need to worry about those other people.
I love that. This one, and I don't even know if it's a quote, but oftentimes I'll say that. It's none of my business what other people think about me.
It's not.
Just do you.
Yeah.
Stay the course.
And then it won't bother you either.
And do you.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, audience? Do you. Do you. Okay, so where can our listeners find you and your agency? Where should they go?
So our website would be uiagencies.com.
Okay.
From there, they can find everything they need. If they want to reach us by phone, it's 402-492-8020. Our email would be crivera@uiagencies.com. They can find us on Instagram. They can find us on Facebook. We're out there. You can come to a networking event and meet me.
Well, that's true. I was going to say, sounds like you get around.
I love to network. So I will be at networking meetings, and you can come and visit me there too. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What a treat to get to know more about you and the agency. Guys, that is a wrap. Thank you for watching or listening in to High Trust Professionals podcast. I'm Lynette Arrasmith, your host. Hey, don't forget, follow us, find us, like us, share us, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok. See you next time.